All right, guys, it is the week leading up to the Don River Dash. I'm competing in it, and I've got to turn this KTM 450 today into an off-road machine. So, got a bit to do, actually. So, KTM Australia, they have sent me an oversized fuel tank and a steering dampener. A couple other little knickknacks, I think. So, I've got a big box. I got sent to Townsville here at the Watson's place. This is where I am, and got today to do it. So, I'm going to have to do a little bit of run around to the bike shops. I do need to go get a chain. I've got to go get a smaller rear sprocket. I did bring a 14 rear sprocket with me. Got to do a tyre change. I want to get rid of this one because it's a factory tyre. It's not going to last on the Don very long. I'm just going to put a standard one on. It's going to be a little bit harder. And I've also got a sand tyre with me in the back of the cruiser that I can test while I'm pre-running and see if I like that better. I've got to put a steering dampener on and then just get it set up. So I'm going to push the forks right through so the front end's really, really high, just because you don't really need to turn on the Don. It's just 25k flat out one direction, a little bit of a turn around at the other end, and then 25k back the other. So we're dealing with mainly like whoops and sandy ruts and stuff like that. So yeah, need the bike to be all choppered out. I am going to just run my motocross suspension that's done by Raceline. I think it's going to, you know, work quite well down there. So yeah, let's get cracking, get this thing prepped up. See what goodies we got here from KTM Australia. Oh, here's the tank I was talking about with the quick fill. Oh yep, I've got to put the triple clamps on because that goes with the steering dampener. Quick fill fuel can as well. Cool. And a rocket ship. I'll work out what that's for in a minute. Yep, so it's a stand for the fuel can, of course. I've thrown the bike in and packed it up. It's the next day now and we're driving down to Bowen. You might notice that I've picked up a stray here. So we were staying at the Watson's place. So Zachy, he's gonna ride the Don as well. And so he jumped in with me. We're going down early to do some pre-run and it worked out good. We get to pre-run together, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, we are heading south now. We're just about to drive through the town called Ayr, and I'm going to stop in there at Burdekin Motorcycles. There's a couple of things I still need, a chain and a rear sprocket, and even a bash plate. Going to stop in there, grab them, and then tonight I'll do the rest of the prep on the bike, and then also meeting up with my brother Leon tomorrow on the Don, and we're going to do some pre-running all together, all three of us, so that'd be really cool. Alright, so it is Thursday morning and we are down here at Bowen, and believe it or not, I met this guy at the race on the weekend and he says he has a property that backs straight onto the Don River, which is just there. So he said come and park up and we can pre-run it from this end. So that's really cool of him, so thank you to Ricky for the invite. And final preparations have gone on to getting the bike ready for the last pre-run. We've gone for 46 rear sprocket, heavy duty chain, 14 on the front, and then other than that the bike's pretty stock, just with the big fuel tank. And yeah, we got the forks through really flush, trying to get that front end nice and high because there's not much turning going on. It's just some whoops and a lot of sand down the river. So yeah, my brother's he's come up for a pre-run as well, so that's cool. I'm going to show him the first lap and then we're going to go do a time trial. I'm going to measure how much fuel we use for one lap and work out if we could actually do 2 laps or not. So that'll be interesting. But apart from that, ready to go. It's been a little bit different getting ready for something like this other than motocross, just because, you know, I've done motocross so long, it's like habitual, you know exactly what to do. Yeah, getting ready for an off-road event's a little different, like have to get the camel back ready and all of those little things. So it's been fun and we're going to go pre-run now. All right, guys, another lap of pre-running here on Thursday. We actually just did, I had my brother with me and took it kind of easy, so he got to know the course on the first lap, and it was just, I was interested to know how much fuel it actually used, and I still used 6.5 litres on my lap, so pulling off 2 laps at once is not going to happen, but that's kind of good to know. Now I'm just going to go out for a bit of a time trial and make sure everything's running good. 450 is definitely a lot quicker than the 300, I tell you that. Alright, so I just did a couple laps of the Don. It was pretty good on the 450. It was like 2.5 minutes quicker than I could do on the 300, which is really cool. I didn't think I could get the steering dampener to work, but there was actually something that I was missing, so putting it on now, I probably won't get a chance to pre-run again, but I know it's probably what I needed anyway. Just take some pressure off the shoulders. So yeah, fitting that up. I had brother here give me a few tips on how it works. Never had to fit a steering dampener before. And yeah, other than that, just wash her up, and I'm just gonna give it an oil change, run the bike like this, and then tomorrow's like scrutineering and stuff, and then the race is Saturday and Sunday. All right, some final preparations going on here before the race. It's only about 2 or 3 hours away. I'm getting my Camelback ready. I'm gonna mix it with some water. And apart from that, I've got my earplugs ready. It's a must, especially on the 450. I'm going to put some Vaseline just inside my goggles, just in case I get roosted or get sand through the goggles. It's not bouncing around all day. It'll just sit and stick to the Vaseline. And the last thing I've got is some strap and tape. I'm going to put it around my wrist a little bit, just to take the tension off my tendons a little bit. I did this pre-running the other day, and I felt much fresher in the evening by having a little bit of strap and tape on. So apart from that, we're pretty much organised. I did a lot of work on the bike today. I Loctited heaps of bolts, axle bolts, everything I could think of, checked over everything, spun the tyre around so I got the sharp edge to the front, and then yeah, I think we're good to go. So
filming. Very good.
Dad won.
Did he win the race?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
Oh, I think I need a kidney belt for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's rough. Yeah, rough. You just constantly just, and then all of a sudden you hit a square edge.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap for day one. It went awesome. I managed to get in the lead and control the race. Come home with a 4-minute lead going into Sunday, which is pretty handy. So everything went pretty smooth in the race. Had a couple of little moments, but nothing too sketchy. Bike went good. The fuel stops went really smooth, as you could tell. And just, yeah, stoked on it. It's just an awesome experience doing such a rally race like this. But now I've been tinkering on the bike again for a couple of hours. It doesn't seem to stop at these races. Oil change, oil filter, air filter, and just going over nuts and bolts and stuff at the moment. I did notice today though that it was chewing a bit of oil. So if God is watching this video as well, I hope he hears me, and I'm just praying that the bike makes it through tomorrow. Because you know, when I start it, it's puffing a little bit of blue smoke. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but we are literally wide open for 90% of the time. So who knows, maybe that's normal to use a bit of oil. But all in all, the bike ran good. I think the gearing was pretty decent. I think coming down the river, I've got a bit of a tailwind and I could probably pull another tooth or another gear. But when I'm going up the river, I feel like I'm in a sweet spot. If the bike was any taller geared, it would be labouring too much. So all in all, it was pretty good. And it did slow down a little bit, the track, because the cars chewed it out quite a lot before we got out there. There's heaps of square edges and a few surprises. So luckily I got to know some of the car drivers here, and they come and warn me of where exactly on the track I need to watch out for it. So I just put that in the memory bank and looked out for that on the last lap, and I'm glad that they come and told me. But yeah, for now I'm going to pack the bike away. I'll check over the rest in the morning and then get up and do it all again tomorrow. But yeah, it's time to go in the van and just relax with the family and hang out, put my feet up, make sure I'm hydrated and I get plenty of calories in.
You're coming to the pub.
Rums, is there a tab? Hey, this is the pit crew, by the way. This is the girls cheering. This is
in the pit crew.
guy doing the fuel dump. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you. It was flawless. Good crew.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for Saturday.
Go 111.
I was the one going real slow.
No, he wasn't there yesterday.
No? Oh.
Yeah. That was Tony.
They did!
Film.
They had. I had.
And in first, Dean Ferris, throw it up, boys, and come and get. And again, to the victors go the spoils. Liam Walsh all the way from down to the Northern Territory. And Dean Ferris, oh, he got it quick. That's a guy that's done it with Ferris. Congratulations, guys.
Alright guys, that is a wrap for the Don River Dash. What an experience that was, just racing up the river, doing 300 Ks over 2 days. The body definitely knew about it, but hell, it was a blast. I'll definitely be back, you know, just the whole experience and the whole vibe and hanging out. And also watching the cars and seeing how impressive they were, because after day one, they were the leader of the cars was 9 minutes ahead of me. So I was kind of blown away. I went and watched it on Sunday morning to see what the big fuss was about, and man, they hook, and it was cool. I got to know a few of the drivers up there, and a cool bunch of lads they are. So for now, I've made it back to southeast Queensland. I'm at Burleigh at the Gold Coast. I am at Raceline. Sean is going to do my suspension for me and probably give my bike a bit of a, you know, a bit of a birthday. It needs a new top end because, man, we thrashed it up the river. And I'm going to work on the chassis, just get it back to a motocross bike, get a standard tank on and all that kind of stuff. Give it a big grease up. But yeah, that's it for now. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this episode. Please like and subscribe this channel. It really helps us out a lot, and we'll keep the videos pumping to you guys. Thank you again. We had a blast. Hopefully from now on I can, if you know, I'm going to return to professional racing, I can schedule my, you know, the first half of the year with the motocross and then leave the door open for, you know, rally events such as this one for later in the year.